Hey everybody, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a first impression and wear test on the brand new Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. I am super excited to be doing this video. I've just really been wanting to try out this foundation. If you want to see what this foundation looks like on my skin and how it wears and all that, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so let's start off with the kind of facts about the foundation. So first off, and I'm getting all of my information from Ulta's website. So on Ulta, it says that they do have 40 shades, and it goes very fair, fair, fair light, light, light medium, medium, medium dark, dark, deep, and very deep. So they have a couple of different like shade categories, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it goes all the way from 0.1 to 4.7. So I think it's really cool because they can kind of add shades here and there in between. But yeah, they have all kinds of different undertones. I see neutral undertones, warm peach, cool peach, warm olive, just cool, warm golden, neutral, warm peach, cool peach. Yeah, so they have a couple of different undertones in it. So the one that I ended up going with is the shade 3.05, and it's a medium skin tone with a warm golden undertone. I wasn't sure if I should do 3.05 or 3.02. The 02 is medium with neutral olive. Even though I do have more of a yellow undertone, sometimes I feel like it can be like too yellow, some foundations, so I go more for like an olivey kind of neutral kind of foundation. So I'm not sure how this is going to look on my skin, but we shall see. Yeah, so they have 40 different shades. So it's basically supposed to be full coverage, glide over your skin, control shine and oil, and blur your skin. And also have waterproof, sweat and humidity resistant, and it's not supposed to look cakey or cause me acne. So the claims sound pretty awesome, but let's see what the actual foundation itself looks like. So this is what the box comes in. It's really cool. I really like the box, like the little tape like effect. I think that's cute. And it has like the little shades at the top of the box. Then when you open it, it says on the little top right here, studio tip, a little goes a long way. This is what the actual foundation itself looks like. It's in like a little squeezy tube. Very nice. And it says that it has 1 fluid ounce. So it's a typical amount of product that you typically get in a foundation. So it just has a little squeezy tube right here, and yeah, the color, I don't know, it looks a little bit orangey in the tube, but we shall see how it looks on my face. So even though it says it's supposed to smooth, I personally, I did use my 4th Ray Beauty Rainfall Serum. It's their hyaluronic acid serum, but it does have a little bit of like a stickiness to it. So when I use that to prep my skin, I don't go in with any of my gripping primers. I just kind of go in with the smoothing primer over my pores. So I think I am still going to do that just because I just have really big pores, and if this is a full coverage foundation and stuff like that, I really just want them to be nice and smooth over before applying that type of foundation. So I'm just going to go in with my e.l.f. Putty Primer and just apply that. Now let's go in with the actual foundation. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm just going to take the teensiest bit because it does say a little bit goes a long way, and let's see how far this gets us. So I'm just going to dab my finger into that little bit, do like 3 and whatever's left over, like 4 and a little bit on my cheeks, 1 on my chin, and 1 on my forehead. And let's see how far this takes us. And I still have quite a bit more left on my hand, so we'll kind of see how far this goes. Okay, I feel like Morphe changed their sponge because the other one that I had was a lot more like squishy and just like softer. That one feels like a freaking brick on my face. I don't know what's going on. So I'm just gonna switch over. I did have a beauty blender just in case. Okay, definitely don't dot it because it dries. And then it kind of gets harder to blend out. That was my bad. Probably don't dot it onto your skin. Just take it on the sponge and blend it out that way. Okay, so that is what the skin's looking like. It definitely is full coverage, and that was a very little amount of foundation. I mean, there are still a couple of areas that I feel like could be a little bit more, like right here where my hyperpigmentation and scarring is. I definitely would want a little bit more coverage. Let's try it with the brush. I'm going to do my other side with the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and let's see what this does. So I'm just going to spritz it with a little bit of this illuminating water from Skin & Co. I got it from my Boxy Charm. So anytime I use a brush, I just like to like spray it with a little bit of a setting spray, just to like have a little bit of wetness. I don't know, I feel like a dry brush is just not ideal for me. I don't know. So let's see what this brush does. I definitely think that the brush side blended out a lot smoother and easier, and it just looks a lot smoother. I don't know, I feel like, is this a little bit too light? It kind of looks like perfect, but then like a little bit slightly too light for me. I just feel like there's just a little bit of coverage missing on this side. Let me go back in with a little bit more, and I'll use the brush for it. Take whatever's left over down the neck. So this is a very full coverage foundation. I think it definitely covered up everything very nicely. Obviously, you know, I do have hyperpigmentation, which means like the skin color is discolored. So without doing any correction, I feel like this is really good because it covered up the area. Obviously there's a little bit, you can still see a little bit of discoloration, but that's just my skin is darker there. So it's just, unless I did like any correction, I feel like it's always gonna look like that. I don't know. I'm not like blown away by this foundation. I feel like it's almost a little bit drying. Like, it's definitely more of a matte foundation. It does have a little bit of like a sheen to it where it's not like sucking all the life out of your skin, but I just feel like it's drier than other foundations. I definitely think if I compared it to like my favorite full coverage foundation, which is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define foundation, I feel like that one's just a little bit more hydrating in a way. I feel like this just kind of seems very, very dry on my face right now. But what I'm going to do is just go off camera really quickly, finish getting ready with the rest of my makeup and do my hair really quickly, and then we'll come back. I'll show you what it looks like, tell you how everything applied on top of the foundation, and I'll kind of give you my initial thoughts, and then we'll go into the wear test. So I will be right back. Alright, so I was just going about to start on my face makeup because I was doing my eyes, and I wanted to show you, I sprayed my face with Fix Plus because I just felt like it looked super dry and I wanted a little bit of moisture before I put on any more powders, and it literally like made it super patchy and just like, I don't know what the heck. Do you see all that? Like, I went in because it was drying a little bit, so I was just kind of like patting it, and it just completely went all patchy. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Can you see how patchy it is? Like right here. I don't know if it's because it was still wet and it just kind of like just started moving the foundation. I don't know. I kind of just want to like take it off and start over. I think I'm going to do that because I can't. So let's try this again. I'm going to go ahead and take off my face makeup and we're going to start over, and I'm going to try a more moisturizing primer and see if that makes any difference. Alright, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of my regular moisturizer. This is the Clinique ID moisturizer. And I forgot which ones I chose, but I'll put it down below. And I'm just going to put this on first, just because I just used that micellar water to take off all of that foundation. So I want to just add a little bit of moisture back into my face. Because I'm not going to lie, my face feels like a little bit dry right now. To prime the face, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Hangover RX primer. This is a very moisturizing primer and it smells so good. It smells like coconuts. I love it. Hopefully I still have some product. I'm going to take this primer. Ugh, feels so nice. This feels super nice and hydrating, and it smells so good. I love the smell of this primer. Just very like tropical. And I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the putty primer, but I think I'm just going to focus it like right here, right across, like right on my nose and over here in these pores, and a little bit right here. Right in the center of my forehead. I'm going to go in with the foundation. I'm going to move quickly. Definitely spray my brush. As much moisture as possible, the better. Alright, so that is the foundation again. I don't know, honestly, first impression, I'm not the biggest fan. I don't really like super heavy foundations. I like more of a full coverage, but it still feels like natural and lightweight, and it doesn't look cakey. Like, I feel like this one kind of reminds me of the Juvia's Place ones, which is just like a little bit too much. I don't know, like, I just feel like because I have so much texture and stuff, it just, I don't really like it. But I'm gonna continue on, do the rest of my foundation. Do the rest of the, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue on and finish off the rest of my face and see if maybe things like bronzer and all that stuff help it out. I don't know, we shall see. Let me blend out my nose area a little better. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so this is what my makeup looks like all done. Honestly, I feel like it does look a lot better having the rest of my face makeup on and having set it twice. I did set it before I went in with my highlighter and stuff with the Smashbox Photo Finish Setting Spray Weightless, and that really helped to bring down the powders. And then I did just go over it at the very end with this Truffle Therapy Illuminating Skin Refresh Mist Radiant Dew from Skin & Co. just to give me a little bit of like life back to my face, because I felt like I was looking very dry and matte. So I just wanted a little bit of doing this, which typically I don't go for, but I don't know, I feel like this foundation really mattifies my skin. I don't know if my skin is just a little bit more on the drier side these days, just because it's not as hot outside and stuff like that. Maybe I would have preferred this a little bit more in the summertime when my skin had a little bit of extra moisture, but throughout the day as my skin produces more and more oils, I'll definitely keep you posted on how it goes. My thoughts so far on the foundation are that it definitely is a bit more on the very matte side, almost like drying side. Even when you're putting it on, you can kind of feel how, dried. It kind of like tugs a little bit at the skin. I don't know if it's just because it's with the brush, but I felt like I wasn't getting like the coverage that I wanted with the sponge, so I would prefer it with the brush. It just kind of felt a little bit drier with the brush, so there's that. And then it's just like a little bit heavier than I would typically prefer, and I don't know if that's just because it is so mattifying that it just kind of looks a little bit heavier on my skin. I kind of tend to go a little bit more for a natural matte kind of finish. I feel like this looks very matte, but again, as my oils start producing throughout the day, we will see how my my like thoughts change on that. So yeah, so far I'm like, I don't know, we'll kind of see how it goes. I'm a little bit skeptical just from that first little snafu at the beginning, but I'm going to put that behind me and hope good things for this foundation. So I will let you know how it wears. The time right now is 11:48. I will also check in again later this evening and kind of see how it went through the day. So I will see you really soon. Alright everybody, not welcome back. You've been here. I haven't. Alright, so I'm back and the time is now 8:10 p.m. So it's been just about 8 hours, and right? Yeah, it was like right around 12 when we started the wear test, correct? So this is what the foundation is looking like. Definitely not dry anymore. I told y'all my oils were going to come throughout the day, and they did not disappoint. So I have not touched my face at all today. I have not touched up, powdered, blotted, nothing. This is what it looks like when I've just gone throughout my day for the full 8 hours and just kind of let my makeup do its own thing. So the weather today was like perfect fall weather, honestly. It was like in the sun it was kind of hot and it was like kind of blazing on you, but in the shade it was like perfect weather. It was like probably in like the 60s or 70s. I don't know, I can't look on my weather app to let me know the past, just the future. So but yeah, like I said, it was hot in the sun and perfect in the shade, but I did have to be like in the sun to like watch the children and make sure I was doing my job the correct way. So oil. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'll do a close-up really quickly so you guys can kind of see what we're working with, and I'll let you know what's going on while we do it. So first things first, it's rather oily, obviously, as you can see, so I don't think the claim of it keeping your shine and oils at bay throughout the day really held up. There's definite breaking up around my nose, around my mouth, and that's pretty much the only areas. Like, so my nose and my mouth, it's breaking up the most there. Yeah, definitely around my nose and my mouth, and my chin is just, this area is ruining it. I feel like I could blot the rest of it and keep it pushing, but the fact that it's breaking up and like coming off in that area is a red flag. So what I'm going to do really quickly is do my typical touch up and see if there's any way to bring this back to life. Honestly, I feel like we're probably so far gone that there's no really bringing it back, but we can try, can't we? We can. So yeah, I'm going to use these Palladio rice paper oil absorbing blotting tissues. This one is in translucent, and I'm going to use the side with the powder, so we're going to be powdering and blotting at the same time. Double duty, zoning it and zoning it well. Alright, let's start up here with the forehead and down the nose. Already looking better. Let's go on to the cheeks area. So much better. Already got mad oil coming out. Yikes. Okay, that's a lot of oil, but this is what the face is looking like, and as I suspected, still looking a hot ass mess right here in this general region. Obviously, blotting and adding powder isn't going to correct the situation when you have breaking up of the foundation, because it's separating and it's just like there's really no bringing it back other than applying more foundation over it, which I probably wouldn't recommend. But hey, let's try it. Let's take the foundation brush, whatever's left over on it, and that's not doing a gosh darn thing, but making it even worse. I don't know if you can see it, but that's just completely like, it's just like taking off more foundation. So honestly, once you have separation, there's really no coming back from it. Like, you can blot the oils away, you can powder your face away, but the coverage is not there, and there's no way to kind of smooth out the separation and the breaking up other than removing it and reapplying. So honestly, oh yeah, and I did want to say, this color, no, I definitely need more of a neutral color. Just because this is way too yellow. If you can see like my skin tone, I do have more of like a yellow undertone, but this is like super yellow. Like, I think I need more of like a neutral yellow than a super yellow, you know what I mean? So that also is like a no for me, like the actual color. But I mean, if they ever get it in store, then I might just, you know, trade it in for a different shade. I really do like the coverage of this foundation. I think that it looked good when I first applied it. I just don't think that the wear held up throughout the day. I don't know if maybe I can try it with different other primers and see if it was the primer or anything like that, different powders, stuff like that, and kind of see. But so far, just off of this first impression, I'm not very impressed by the product, and I feel like there's other more inexpensive alternatives that you can get that will give you a better result. At least it does for me and my skin. So off the top of my head, the ones that I would choose over this are the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. The Urban Decay Stay Naked has been one of my favorites. The Pure Selfie Foundation has been one of my favorites. The Hailey's Foundation, it's like the Refocus Foundation, I believe. That's like a good kind of like a alternative to the Urban Decay one. So there are other foundations that you can find for cheaper. I'm not sure. I mean, I know the Pure and the Urban Decay one are higher end, so I'm not sure how much cheaper they're going to be, or if they're even cheaper at all. They might even be like same price or a little bit more expensive, but they are worth it, because I find, at least for my skin and my skin type, that it does last throughout the day and it looks really nice, even when my oils set in and all of that. So I will keep on trying it. I will see if maybe I can find another combination that just works better for this foundation. But from this first impression, my first impression thoughts are I'm not really that impressed, and I would reach for other foundations over this one. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know any other foundations or any products at all that you guys want me to try out, review, do a first impression, whatever. Let me know down below in the comments. And thank you guys so much for spending your time here with me on my channel. I really do appreciate it. I know there's so many videos and channels and stuff, and the fact that you took your time out of your day to be here with me really means a lot to me, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content from me, because more content is on its way. And yeah, hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.